The IELTS writing template for task 1 does not need to be overly complicated. In fact, there are 5 paragraphs you have to do, and this template has all the advanced words and phrases for both informal and formal emails or letters that you will be writing. Let's break it down. Let's start with the formal letters. These are more common. So you start with dear, and here you could put dear Mr., dear Miss, dear Sir, Madam. You can make up a name, dear Mr. Alexander, or follow the prompt in the question if it specifically asks you to start with something like dear sir. Let's start with dear sir. Follow the question always. The first paragraph is just one sentence. Here you have to explain the reason you're writing. The purpose of this email or this letter, whatever the question says, is to inform you regarding and mention that main concept, the main idea. That's it. Don't state anything further. The first point that you will state would be in body 1. This would be answering the first bullet point. Mention it here. Start with not just basic words like firstly. Start with something like to begin with, which is more advanced and more unique. The more advanced phrases and the range you use in IELTS writing, the more marks you will get. The next phrase you would use to start the next body would be in addition. Again, it is a 2-worded connector versus a 3-worded connector. And then the last one is a 1-worded connector, which shows the examiner a range throughout your paragraphs and a good flow as well. Body 3 is going to start with furthermore if you're adding another point, or nevertheless if you're contradicting the previous body. So a lot of the times you sometimes have a complaint body in body 2 where you're mentioning the problems, and in body 3 you're mentioning the solutions. If that is the case, then body 3 would start with something like nevertheless. Finally, finish off with not something very basic like let's set up a meeting soon or I'm looking forward to talking to you, full stop. You will say I look forward to seeing how these points are addressed from your side. 2 sentences. So this is the first one. The next one would be your cooperation in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Or you could say in the second sentence, I would welcome any further communication should clarification be required. Again, see what suits the context better. All of these words that you see here are advanced, unique, and give you a range rather than saying something generic. Finish off with yours sincerely, which is used for formal letters, and full name because it is formal. Remember that. Informal emails, letters would start with dear, first name of the person only. Similarly, at the end too, you just do your first name after best regards. Best regards and first name. Good enough. Now, the purpose of your writing will never be mentioned in the intro. Instead, you mention a greeting. You don't want to get to the purpose right away because this is an informal letter or email. So you start with, I hope you and your husband are doing well. Sorry for not getting in touch earlier, but I finally found some time to write and catch up. This is informal, as if you guys are friends or family, and that's what we're trying to be here. First of all, I wanted to let you know about, this is body 1, this is how it will start. Again, we cannot use basic words, we cannot use formal words, so we have to use informal words, which are also unique and low frequency, like the ones here. The next body will start from on top of that. Body 3 would be lastly, there is, and here it could be anything based on the context. There's one more matter I wanted to ask. There is this question of, there is this problem that we have with the situation, so that it is natural and flows nicely. Your final paragraph is once again going to be a greeting because it is an informal letter. I hope everything is going well on your end. Get back to me whenever you have time. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. This kind of greeting at the end is simple sentences. We don't want to do too many complex sentences here because we had one in the intro. So we're trying to give a mixture, but make sure to add some complex sentences, at least 2 in all the 3 bodies. So you could have 1 complex sentence in body 1 or 1 in body 3 and 1 more in body 2. At least 2 is the requirement. So you could have more than 2, but not less than 2. 1 is okay, but 2 would be really ideal. And that's it. That's the entire template you need to follow for task 1. Subscribe to this channel because very soon I'm going to be posting the template for task 2. And not just one question, it's going to be for all types of questions. So stay tuned. I'll talk to you soon.